people over right now and they're playing with my daughter. My daughter's crying for me. Notice how we have the manger in the background. I've been getting all kinds of messages and I really wanted to make a video about it. And I feel like I'm gonna leave a lot of stuff out and I'm gonna forget a lot of things, but I'll probably just put it all together like the posts I did on Instagram and just kind of explain them a little bit. Because the messages are crucial. There's a reason why they need to come out right now and be spoken about, because they're really important. And this time that we're in right now, which is March 19th, hear the wind outside today. It's like crazy windy out. It's like getting cold again. It was actually really warm and then it got really cold. In March, the 17th through the 23rd, I believe, are going to be very significant dates, not only because of the spring equinox, but because of all the divine messages that me and several other people have been receiving. And it hasn't just been me, it's been multiple people, and some of who have reached out to me. I'm going to give a shout out to my friend Janet, and a shout out to my friend Kirsten, and a shout out to Rashida, Righteous Decoy, and a shout out to Red Hayes, and my respects, because I love them all. And I've just been getting so many crazy downloads, and they're not really crazy though. Like I used to consider them very crazy, but now I'm realizing more and more that so many other people are receiving these downloads as well, so they're not as crazy as I used to, I guess, supposedly think they were. So it started with Goddess Tarot posting a video about the toroidal field, the Taurus field, and how it correlates with the zodiac sign of Pisces, which is, I don't know if you can see it right there. I need you, I can't find you. But it correlates with the Taurus field. And if you look at the Taurus field, my friend Janet pointed out that it looks like an apple, and like the core of an apple, and then it goes out around like the apple does, and the tree. The tree is also a symbol of that. Like you guys know, I've been getting tons of messages about Tesla and 369 and the energy, the electricity, the magnetism. I've been feeling energy fields outside of me, which I don't really know how to explain except they're my own, and it's like vroom, 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 like when I get these like huge energy influxes, and I don't know if it's caused because of the solar flash or the moon, or just because I'm tapping into higher frequencies. I've just been letting it flow. I've been trying to let go of the way of controlling it and trying to make it be. I'm just allowing it to flow more, and the more that I allow it to flow more, the more answers I'm actually receiving, which is really magical. It's these last few days I haven't slept much, but they've been very magical, and I've just been getting so many messages, so divine messages like Yeshua, Jesus messages, Mary Magdalene messages, revelations, messages from the scriptures and beyond. Even before the time of Christ, I've been receiving messages about different correlations of different avatar incarnations of these amazing souls. And with that comes a responsibility, I feel, to deliver messages. And it's kind of nerve-wracking to deliver messages like these because they are so intense and different, and I guess you could say like unique and sensitive, because they are having to do with religion, and it's a very, you know, people hold tight onto their beliefs, and it's beautiful. Like no matter what you believe, it's beautiful because it's all valid. It's all valid. Got the apple thing going, we got the toroidal field going, we got the Pisces, and then the Pisces leads into the Aries, and the Aries leads into the Taurus, which is the name of the field itself. And I've been researching tons about Mary Magdalene. Like ever since that day where I was in the shower and I was getting tons of messages, and it was like right around the time I did those starseed readings where I was channeling the light language songs about Amun-Ra, which is the wind god and the solar god combined, which I'm putting that together now with something else that I received, and also the messages about the water and how the water holds memory. And then sorry, my hair's just as I haven't had a chance to comb it yet. I got out of the shower, I got dressed and did a reading. The messages about, what else did I get? The messages about the water, how it holds memory, the ice being like the fifth element. And then I was getting messages about how when we bilocate to Antarctica, we can access messages from the water that holds memory there in the ice. And I also got a message about Glastonbury kept coming through. Remember when I was pulling these cards, Eyes of the Soul Tarot, I kept getting messages about Glastonbury. And then the more I'm reading that Mary Magdalene book, it's called The Expected One. And I wish I had it up here with me. I would flip to some pages and show you, but this is going to be an all over the place kind of video, and that's okay. I'm just going to allow it to flow. There's a Glastonbury zodiac, and it also refers to different zodiacs in that area and how they correlate on the ground. And I was the one that also got the messages about connecting all the 13 zodiacs. The 13th would be Ophiuchus, or Ophiuchus, depending on how you pronounce his name, which is the snake bearer. Also representing Mary Magdalene, as she was the 13th apostle, and she was like the most actually respected and loved apostle in Jesus's opinion. And if she was his wife, you know, it would make sense. I'm taking all things into consideration here when I'm doing research and finding things out. I'm letting things flow, and I'm trusting my intuition with what I'm getting repeatedly over and over and over again, to the point where you can't deny it anymore. It's just, it is what it is, and you're receiving it, and you just got to let it come through. So also the letter M, Mary Magdalene, the letter M is on some paintings with Yeshua on his stomach when he's being crucified, along with the ones with the UFOs in the background, the light ships. And not even that, even just these messages in and of themselves have been entirely insane, but they make so much sense. The M is also the 13th letter of our alphabet. So a lot having to do with 13 and Mary Magdalene. And what else was I gonna say? Upon doing research as well, so they're saying March 20th was the day that Yeshua, or Jesus, was crucified, and then he rose on the 22nd. And notice how they say rose, and then we have the Magdalene rose line. Okay, so that's also, I think, very significant. Also, Mary Magdalene was said to be born on March 22nd as well. So I'm still digging. I'm still researching. There's a lot of things that I've been finding out in the process of doing that as well. And when I receive those messages about the 13 zodiacs and how they correlate with the coordinates on the earth, as well as the 88 constellations and how they coordinate with the coordinates on the earth, it was so strange, because at the time that I received that download and that message on how to unlock the vault, or the codex, that was the codex to unlock the vault, that next day I'd gone onto Instagram, and I believe it was Carl Danger's post that was talking about the firmament, and the definition of the firmament was the vault, and it was the vault to the heavens. So like ascension, you see? And it's like the direct reflection of that. It's taking all these different angles in, and like understanding and like learning and feeling into and trusting and discerning at the same time, but also allowing. So that way that discernment doesn't get in the way. You're also being open-minded to allow different things to come in and like see what you resonate with, right? I think it's really important. And I got that message about the coordinates, and then also not only the earthly coordinates, but how they align with the constellations. I received different messages right in that moment, and I was like, well, the mind trying to understand, is it how they connect now and how the planet lines up now, or were those the past positions of the planet? Because we got to remember the total difference of the way that the Earth was before it shifted into this now, and the pole shifts and all the things that go along, even the equator, like all those things that go along with that you wouldn't really like think about, maybe a little bit. But so I found a sky map, and it's from 3000 BC. So that's before Christ. So that's 3,000 years before Christ. And I'm learning about the stellar markings according to the spring equinox. And it's really quite intriguing. I'm finding all kinds of things, but the things that I really want to find, I haven't found yet. But again, I'm going with the flow and trusting it. But what I'm really looking for, and if anyone knows anything about, which I'm sure, because I'm very determined, I will find something that correlates with it, or spirit will show me, is a sky map that correlates to the Earth, including both northern and southern hemispheres, because there is a way to do it, because I found it on this sky map on megaliths.com or megalithics.com. And it correlates with both northern and southern hemispheres in accordance to the Earth and the equator and like the meridian lines. And so if another message I'm getting is about the Magdalene meridian line, which they call the rose line, which is also called the Paris Prime meridian line. And there's one slightly west of it called Greenwich or Greenwich. And they had to move it over a little bit to correlate with the time differences, because I guess there was like time malfunctions that were happening with the other meridian. But what's significant about the Paris Prime meridian line, or the Magdalene line, or the rose line, is that on the spring equinox, which is March 21st, but this year it's showing tomorrow that it's March 20th for this year. So keep that in mind, it's tomorrow in accordance to the calendar when I looked it up. It actually, the sun hits and it lights up that meridian line. And there's, I don't know if it's Rennes-le-Château, or if it's a different church. The Paris Prime Meridian line runs through that, the Rennes-le-Château, but it might be a different church too, where it lights up on the floor from the window, the sun on that time of the spring equinox, and it lights it up on the floor following that line, and then it hits a golden cross, like right in the center, right where it crosses. And so how cool is that? It's so cool. And what's crazy is I was getting messages about the prime meridian line, and I'm like, well, what would it cross? It would cross the equator. So the Magdalene line correlates with Mary Magdalene, and then the 0 degrees is 0 degrees Aries, which correlates with the Jesus Yeshua equator. And so where they cross is what I'm still trying to figure out exactly, and also where they cross in accordance to the constellation sky map. So these are things that I'm still digging into. I've found quite a lot of interesting things, quite a lot of things. But at the same time, this was 3,000 years before Christ on that sky map. So I want to find one that's more applicable to his time frame. And then when I was researching Jesus's birthday, this has been interesting. This has been so interesting. There are so many different theories and so many different opinions of people, but some people get, times in April. One was like April 17th, which correlates with Easter. And also Jesus's name is Isa in accordance to Arabic. When you look it up in Arabic, it's Isa, Easter. Mary Magdalene correlates with Aphrodite, which correlates with Ishtar, Astarte, Easter, and the egg. And that's way back in like Babylon times. There's so much that a lot of people know, but that I'm still learning, and maybe I know some things and you don't know things. So I think it's important that we share information. And I'm still like, I've just been researching like a mad woman. So I put my headphones on so I can like think when I talk. Because I don't do good with noisy backgrounds. Like I gotta like really have quiet when I think. So weird. So I was talking about the Jesus birthday thing and how some people say it was like in April. Some people got like April 6th. Some people have gotten like April 4th. Some people have gotten April 17th. And then some people have researched it's actually September 11th. September 11th. Now, what hit me when I found this out, because this one was really well researched, and I went through all like the different facts and theories, and I'm like, huh, okay, well, why did they attack the Twin Towers on September 11th? If Magdalene comes from the word, I believe it's Migda, which means tower, which represents tower. And even in the location of where Mary was said to run away, there's a tower of alchemy that's like basically for her. Also, twin towers. Jesus and Mary were twin flames. You think of the attack of the twin towers. So if Magda represents tower, Jesus does as well. Tower represents leader of the tribe. The two leaders of the tribe. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah. So that's what I just recently found out today. And there's a lot more, but I forgot to talk about that part, and it's really important. So I'm gonna put that in this part of the video. And finding out so many crazy things, synchronicity wise. And so I'm just letting you guys know that ever since I saw the post about Rod Hayes and the geese that he was watching, and how 3 of them on the ground were representing the 3 kings walking to the one, which would be the Messiah.
This is the no goose left behind scenario. Where over here, you got this group of geese telling this single lone goose to come join the clan. Right? Now I'm standing on a T. Okay? So this is above the T. Right? Now look. 3 kings walking on the land. Those are 3 lead geese. With 3 geese lagging behind, which is 3 priests, going to meet the one who started the call. This is crazy. And now they're getting closer and closer.
And that just blew my mind away, because the video that he uploaded was a day before my birthday. Okay, my phone's about to die. The video that he uploaded was a day before my birthday, and I had actually seen a goose. Like, I think it was the 13th actually. It was a few days after that. Yeah, I think it was the 13th. And so that's even crazier. But yeah, so huge messages. I wanted to talk about my Mecca dream. So I think I've spoken about this one time on my channel. Of course, when you want to find something, you can't. I'll go off memory. It was very significant. So I was an Arabic woman. I was elderly, and I was wearing full Arabic garb, and I looked down at my hands and they were all wrinkly and elderly. And it was like I was there kind of like behind her, but also within her. And I remember feeling so nervous to be on this wooden stage in Mecca, and I could see the Kaaba off in the distance, the Kaaba, the black cube, and there were all these lots of Arabic people around. Some are rich, some are poor, some are part of different terrorist groups. Some were, I even think some were from Dubai, because I recognized them. And I'm talking like millions of people. And I was terrified to give this speech, and I could feel it in every inch of my being. And I remember I started talking, and when I was talking, I was thinking in English, but Arabic was coming out of my mouth. And so I'm giving this speech in Arabic, and I just start bawling my eyes out, and I just started crying my eyes out, and I was talking about unity consciousness and Christ consciousness, and how we all need to come together. We all need to come together in unity consciousness. And it was about Christ consciousness. It was just like everything, like every level of it. And all I know is I was just preaching unity and crying my eyes out. And everyone was listening to me and like respecting me and really like taking it in. And when I was done, I woke up with tears down my face. I was just 22 on my phone. I woke up with tears literally down my face and crying. And it was like, it was so real. It was so real. Like I was there. And it was crazy because I was talking with a friend about it, and she had a similar experience. Not exact location, not exact avatar, but a very similar experience. And so I really wanted to talk about mine. And I just feel something very big is coming. I feel it. And I'm still researching. I'm still trying to figure out what this all means. And I keep getting messages to just allow it to flow through, but that time is running out and I need to crack the code. But like, no matter what, just open up your mouth and speak and trust what comes through. So that's what I've been doing, and that's what I'll continue to do. And I'm gonna post this video along with the pictures of what I was talking about, and I'm gonna explain it in the video because I can't do it when I'm, my daughter's in the background yelling and I'm not organized. So I'm going to talk about it as I show you guys the pictures. I'm going to explain in the video the messages that I've been getting, and just see what you guys receive as well. So I love you guys, and here comes that part of the video.